light has shined upon me. What do you guys think about my light? You guys like my lighting? Purple? You like the purple, Robin?
You know, I like to think of it. It's more of a lavender. It's a very nice
lavender.
Very nice.
You know, lavender's supposed to put you to sleep.
Well,
but here at Sin City Crypto, we ain't sleeping.
Your TA and your color now matches.
Bam.
Already, huh? Thank you, Rocco. What's up, Crypto Familia? Happy Monday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I am one of your co-hosts, David, and we're coming at you from our studio here in what the hell is going on with the weather in August, Las Vegas, Nevada, with another one of our daily, only on the weekdays, live shows. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer, nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as financial advice, so please, as always, do your own research. With that being said, I'd like to introduce you to your other co-host, the one who uses Apple Maps instead of Google Maps. Big Rob, what's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, and the stale studio and we transform it into something nice and sexy. Now, if it's your first time checking us out, do us a favor. Hit that like button. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, just do us a favor, subscribe. If you don't like us after the fact, you can unsubscribe. But we ask a 3 to 5 day trial for us here. And then notification bell so you don't miss any of our juicy content as well. And then, yeah, man. So we got so just a quick rundown. If the stream goes down, we have changed multiple things, and we were here early in the morning, continuously breaking everything that we built. And so if we make it through this whole show today, I will be amazed.
Shall we say a prayer?
So, you know, it's just 3 of us here. We don't have an IT team, and
Wait, I thought you were the IT team.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We don't have a team.
Timothy.
Oh, gotcha.
A man with multiple hats. So,
The double R. R&R Audio. Rocco and Robin Audio.
yeah. A big show. What do we got? What do we got in store today, David?
Man, we are going to kick your week off the right way. We have a very special guest joining us in about 30 minutes, no, about 40 minutes. The queen of crypto herself, Miss Wendy O, will be joining us at 11:15 Pacific Standard Time. But as far as the format of the show, by the way, if you're watching after the fact, we will have timestamps so you can navigate freely, but we do recommend watching from beginning to end so you don't miss out on any tidbits. Of course, we're going to start off with our market watch. We're going to go into ETH, Bitcoin, Cardano. At a key level, should you be stocking up on Cardano? We'll talk about that. Also, some traditional markets. Then, Peter Schiff is at it again. We'll talk about him. Voyager gets denied by the courts. And then we have Justin Sun talking about why USDD is so much different than UST. We'll discuss that as well. And some NFT news as well. Nike breaking NFT records and not even an NFT company. So watching that. But before we get in to the roll call, I want to Rocco share my laptop. This was tweeted on July 11th, 2015. Or sorry, July 15th, 2011 by Thomas Randolph. Well, Bitcoin has stabilized at almost exactly $14 a coin. I am tired of waiting for a jump, so I'm taking the loss and getting my cash back. Why am I showing you this? Imagine if this man had the conviction that Robin has, that David has, that Rocco has, that you have. And how do you keep that conviction? Even when prices are down, even when your portfolio is bleeding, you continue to learn, you continue to tune in, watch Sin City Crypto. We will always keep you in the know. If you do that, my friends, you won't be selling Bitcoin at $14. So there you go. All right, Robin, roll call.
All right. So with the roll call, first in the chat is Jimmy. Round of applause for Jimmy. Do we have the applause button still? And then we got Liquidated Shorts, Broke Yoshi, R.A. Dango, Brian Hamilton, Moby. We got Marky Mark. We got Why You Loud Gang, Nordy, Broke Yoshi, Yazin. Who else we got in here? Hit or Miss, Big Chili Willy, R.A. Daniel, Peter K Factor. We got Fino, and then Big Swole. Oh, somebody new in here. Big Swole. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. He
Big
says,
Swole, huh?
fellow local.
Okay.
Love the content. All right. Now we got Lala, Nick D's. And then we got Jason Mack. Who else we got up in here? I think that kind of rounds it up. Big D up in here. And if I forgot your name, my apologies. Just drop you forgot me. And I'll shout you out. Cool.
He'll give you a special shout out. He'll tell you he loves you. Right, Robin?
Right.
Yes. All right. Robin?
Ready? Ready to kick
Not
this
yet.
thing off?
Wait.
Oh, no? Not yet.
I missed our community, man. Did you miss our community?
Our community?
Yeah, like we didn't do a show. We only did 1 day a week. We had 2 guests, so we didn't really get to spend a lot of time personally, like on a personal level. What? You miss our friends and family?
Yes. Dearly.
You're such a liar. All right. What are the markets looking like?
All right. So taking a look at the markets, we got Bitcoin sitting at $21,260.70. We are in this ugly testing the 20K zone once again. And when was it? Today is the 22nd. So going in on a Friday, this is when we lost 23,000, 22,000, and we have gotten as low as, I think the lowest here was 20,900. I thought I saw 20,600 somewhere, but
It probably worked down there.
yeah. So a lot of big news coming out this week. So for one, we have the Fed. Jerome Powell is speaking at what is that?
Jackson Hole, baby.
Jackson Hole. There it is. Yeah. So big announcement. They're going to live stream it. This on Friday. Also, there's some big reports tomorrow. Nvidia's going to have their profit and loss. So, anyways, a lot of things in the pipeline. The Wall Street is pretty. Wall Street's not looking good. Basically, what I'm saying. So, taking a look here, Nasdaq down 2.3%, and then S&P 500 down 2%. And then what else we got? Crypto Fear and Greed Index at a 29. So some people are a little weary,
They scared.
Yesterday 27. I think people are starting to feel a little bit more easy. It's a big week. I think by this weekend we're gonna either see that $19,000 Bitcoin, or we're gonna bounce right back up to 25. I don't think we're gonna be trading sideways right at the $20,000 limit. I think this is the moment of conviction. Where is Bitcoin going to go? On the Ethereum news, a lot has been going on with Ethereum. A lot of Vitalik situations with his with the proof of stake. He's also been very vocal when it comes to Tornado Cash and basically his validators. He's butting heads. He's threatening the node validators to not censor anybody's wallet addresses, and which is in direct pushback to sanctions and also to the Tornado Cash. They're trying to shut down the Tornado Cash here in the U.S. government. So a lot of things going on, but Ethereum consolidating. We did have a huge run up. So if you take a look at Ethereum, where it was, to think when Ethereum was at this on the 3-month chart. So Ethereum was all the way down here at the $1,000 level for the most part. This is when Bitcoin was at 20,000. And so if you think about the rally that Bitcoin has had, or the rally that Ethereum has had, and the fact that it is now that Bitcoin's back at 20,000, Ethereum's at 1,600 essentially, 1,500 and some change. And so it shows you the growth that Ethereum had. So the pullback is to be expected. There is a major catalyst coming on. The merge is coming up in the pipeline. So a lot going on. Now, as far as some other price movement, let's take a look for your biggest gainers. EOS, Chili's, Litecoin. Your favorite, David. Litecoin is up.
I love Litecoin. The Mimble Wimble, baby.
Celsius down 26. Lido, and then Trust Wallet. Have you ever held any Trust Wallet tokens, David?
Tokens, no, but I have a Trust Wallet.
And I know you do. I think I have one as well.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you ever accumulated any of that.
No, I have not.
I don't see what you know what? I'll just leave this disclaimer. I haven't really looked into it, so I don't know what the utilities it has. But I'm just assuming, the hell are you gonna do with Trust Wallet token? Just not the sexy. Maybe they have some badass production going on in the back end. I don't know, but
is it better than SHIB? Would you rather accumulate SHIB or Trust Wallet token?
Oh, Trust Wallet token. At least they have an actual product that people use.
You're joking me.
Yes.
You would.
No,
you
I'm
are
not
joking.
Not joking. I would rather hold Trust Wallet.
Hold on. You would rather accumulate and hold a bag of Trust Wallet tokens, which I have zero clue what they're used for, versus a top 15 coin.
No, I'm under the assumption that there is probably some use case for the Trust Wallet token. Now, I know for certain there is nothing you can do with this SHIB. There is nothing. There is nothing there.
Rocco, you wearing your SHIB hat? No, you're wearing your XRP hat. Damn.
XRP today.
All right, that's all I got on my end here.
All right, Rocco.
Unless you want me to cover this Fauci article.
No, let me before you move on to traditional, let's go over some charts on crypto. So Robin just talked about go ahead and pull up my laptop, Rocco. Robin just talked about ETH. So this is the 4-hour chart on Ethereum using TradingView. So we had this essentially an ascending wedge, and these typically do break to the downside. The measured move would have been 14%, and let's kind of see where we're at now. My bet is we went a little under. Oh, we went a little over. So we wicked all the way down to about 17%, but we closed right around 15%. Now, I know Forrest, when he came on Friday, doesn't typically like trading patterns. Although I have all due respect of Forrest, or I respect Forrest immensely, I like to trade patterns. Ones that have high probabilities. You look at everything, oversold, overbought. You look at volume. You look at previous price action, news coming up. So we kind of knew this was coming, but good news on Ethereum. Looks like on the 4-hour chart, it has formed a double bottom. And where I'd look, just based off a trading view, and we'll hop into crypto stackers here in a couple seconds, is I would look to retest this trend line here, which would put us right about $1,950. Let's swap over to crypto stackers. We did the short margin pressure level. We took the local high here, which was right around $2,000. We just barely above $2,000. And so let me just fix this real quick. And you can see here, perfect confluence. You have 3x short level, maintain support. We kind of consolidating in this area. And again, we should see a retest of this local high. Moving on to Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, same thing, 4-hour chart. Again, this was in a larger sense a bear flag. So typically bear flags, you see a move to the downside followed by an ascending channel. And the same thing happened. We broke to the downside. And if we measure the move here, you're looking at 13.5 or about 13.2%. This move brought us about 11%. Now with Bitcoin, what's important is the Bollinger Bands. So Bollinger Bands typically are a good indicator of volatility. And anytime these two bands constrict, so you have a moving average in the center and then two deviations to the upside, two deviations to the downside. And you can see here we are channeling. I would expect us to break to the upside and again, test the lower level of the channel, which is going to be right around $23,800. If we take a look at Crypto Stackers Pro, same thing. This time we're using the long margin pressure level. We took the local low here back in July, on July 12th at about 19,000. And you can see absolutely spot on, wicked up to 25,200. Hit that resistance, came back down. Now we're kind of consolidating at this 21 range. I believe we're going to see another leg up. I know Robin believes we're going to see a leg down. I know the traditional markets are down. I know the NASDAQ is down. I know macro's bad. But price action, if you go back here and we look at the stochastics, Bitcoin is right in the middle, neither oversold nor overbought. If I had to pick, I would say Bitcoin is going to move to the upside. If you are a swing trader or you're looking to scalp profits, I would look at the 23.8 to 24.8 level if you want to take some profits. And finally, Cardano. We're going to talk more about Cardano and Charles Hoskinson and his beef with his developers, the SPOs and the testnet. But as far as price action, we are at essentially cycle lows. I mean, this is the lowest we've been since we kind of crashed after the bull market was over. Now for here, again, Bollinger Bands constricting. We should see a big move to the upside. Again, double bottom. Crypto Stackers Pro, what are you telling me? I literally took, so this is the sunset lines, okay? Where you take, it's risk to reward. It measures at what level is there more risk to go long versus going short. I literally took 0, okay? A penny. I took a penny down here. This wick is almost 2 pennies. I took 2 pennies and I went, and on my upside, I took the all-time high, which was right around $3. And I said, where are we at right now? We are literally almost halfway below the 3-to-1 long level. So there is so much upside to being in Cardano just from a price action standpoint. You got the patience. If you believe in the project, not financial advice, Cardano is a great coin to be accumulating right now. All right, that's all I got for crypto. Robin?
So I do want to, one thing I wanted to touch on pulling my laptop there, Rocco. I got, China trims, lending rates again. So this is, so instead of, increasing the interest rate, China's been, basically cutting interest rates. And so they went from 4.45% down to 4.3. So China, because of lockdowns, has seen some very strong economic downturn, and so they're trying to stimulate the economy by incentivizing borrowing. So this is somebody that's going the other direction. So I'm just curious to see, like, is this going to work for them? Is this going to pump up their economy? Basically, having more lenders. That's to be seen. So, anyways, that is all I got there. Bro.
So I got, all right, I got some more charts for you guys.
More charts, huh?
More charts. Rocco, laptop. All right. We talk about this all the time. You hear it on Twitter. You hear it on everywhere. The Dixie, the dollar index. This is the dollar versus the top foreign currencies. It includes the Chinese currency, which I believe is a yuan. The yen or the yuan? No. So you have Japanese yen, Chinese yuan. Obviously, you have the euro, the British pound. We are at highs at $109 that we have not seen since 2002. This is good in some senses, but overall, across the globe, it is bad. It makes imports for the US cheap, but it also makes exports very expensive. Now think about this. GDP, a huge part of it is exports. So if foreign currencies, if the Chinese currency or the euro, which we'll go over the euro versus the dollar chart, if their currency has weakened against the dollar, it's going to now cost them more money to import goods from the US. And what happens when our exports go down? GDP goes down, more talks of a recession, and then you have a cascading effect. Look at this giant wick. I mean, this went from $108.34 to $109. No, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, look at the rest of these candles. This is the largest candles we've had since August 10th, August 10th, when we saw this giant red candle. So something to keep our eye on, but good news, if you live in the United States and you're looking to travel abroad, you can now get more bang for your US dollar. And then finally, the euro to US dollar, we are sitting under $1. If we just zoom out, if we go all time, we have not been under $1 since 2002. 2002, a $1 is now worth more than €1. There was talks. Robin, did you hear about this? The UK inflation, they're expecting to see 16 to 18%.
Really? The last I heard is some of their major banks were saying that 13 and 14% was on the table. So they've bumped it up to 16 and 18. Huh?
16 and 18.
Just keep in mind, guys, that basically the dollar is the world reserve currency. So think of it as the stable coin. So it is the strongest, or the one that deviates the least. And then everything else is, basically trades in correlation to volatility. And so if you think of it this way, as the euro, as the yen, as all of the currencies around the world, as they lose value compared to the dollar, it's basically a measure of economic, the economic situation. So right now, everything's down across, except for the ruble. But outside of the ruble, and maybe it's because they unplugged from our system or got booted out of our system.
No, you know what it was? And I watched a video on this. They started adding gold to their reserves. They kind of went back on the gold standard. kind of.
They also had like half their gold seized through sanctions. No, seriously.
No,
like,
no,
what,
I'm just saying it's just, you know.
so I don't know. I think some of their numbers are probably fudged. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if they're
Governments don't fudge numbers. What are you talking about?
And so yeah, as global currencies outside of the dollar lose their value, there's going to be less trade, especially when they have to use the dollar. So they have to go pick up the dollar. So even if Australia is trading with Japan, they both have to buy dollars or hold dollars to just to trade oil. And so for that reason, as that one example, they buy less dollars on both sides, and then they trade with dollars. And so no bueno as far as the global economy. Remember, Bitcoin fixes all of this. So we sit here and we talk about, we harp the fact that the global scene is maybe taking a step back. The economy's in a recession. There's all kinds of governments trying to seize bank accounts and all this and taxes. Not to say you don't have to pay taxes, but cryptocurrency at its core value, the reason Bitcoin was started was to remove the corruption from both institutions and governments, and to give people the power to transact and barter and trade and buy and sell with no intermediary, just between me and you. So if I wanted to transact with David, at some point, if David has a business and I want to buy from him, I don't need to use any fiat currency. I can just buy from him directly. He can send me product, give me change, give me a receipt. It's all there forever. So that's where we're going. Unfortunately, it's not here now. And so because of that, we're stuck with this doo-doo system.
Robin.
Yes.
Quickly. Buy now, hold to the end of the year. Cardano 45 cents, Polygon 79 cents.
Cardano all day, man.
Okay.
You know what? I was looking at the Cardano charts.
Even with this whole Vassal thing?
So at its lowest, right now, Cardano is at its lowest it's been since 2020. And even when Bitcoin wicked all the way down to, was it 18,000, it was still over 45 cents.
Yeah.
And so right now we're seeing we're seeing 2-year lows, basically, is where we're at. We're seeing 2-year lows on Cardano. And the Vassal hard fork is on the horizon. It is coming. It's not.
But how far along the horizon?
Well, you know what? Charles Hoskinson had a video yesterday, and he literally said, people. Now, he said on there that people are expecting that Cardano will not go live till next year. And he laughed and scoffed at the idea. And so because they had issue with the testnet, which we'll go into a little further, a lot of people just natural assumptions with no merit behind it, no facts or anything. They're like, well, Vassal's not coming out till next year. Like, it's funny how people just randomly throw out assumptions without any facts. And so, anyways, I don't have the facts to say it's actually coming out in the next month or so, but I do have the assurance from the CEO, Charles Hoskinson, who is normally
he's got nothing. Hey, I got nothing to do with this, man. It's up to the SPOs.
But it is. Okay,
so then why are you going based off of what he's saying?
Well, he knows where it is in development. He might not be able to change it and change the code. At this point, it's pretty decentralized. But he has, IOHK and Emergo, all of the foundations that are behind it. So he has a litany of information. So he knows where it is in the process. Now, whether or not he can physically go in and change things, no. But he can look at it, and his devs can be like, yo, we're on track. Okay, this is a setback. We're good. Green lights. Like, you know what? We have to redo a test net or whatever. Test nets are meant to be broken anyways. That's literally why they're created. And so the fact that one of them, the fact that a test net is
Robin,
what?
Can you answer this question in less than 1 minute?
What's that?
Besides Bitcoin and ETH, what are your top 5 coins for the next bull run? I'll go first. Polygon, Cardano, Flow, Polygon, Cardano, Flow, Quant, and Near Protocol. Those are my 5. Robin, what are your 5?
I don't know.
Not financial advice.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
We do a video on this. I don't know. There's like 200 coins.
Robin doesn't know. We will move on.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about, so go ahead.
All right, Rocco, talking points. So make sure you stick around. We have one of our favorite content creators, Miss Wendy O, will be joining us in 15 minutes. So in the meantime, we're going to talk some crypto. We're going to talk Robin's favorite celebrity in the crypto space, Mr. Peter Schiff. So a couple tweets here I want to share. So the first one, this one he tweeted on August 19th. This was my most recent Bitcoin tweet. Many of you accuse me of spreading FUD. In the past 5 days since this tweet, the price of Bitcoin has fallen by over 14%. Those making fun of my tweet should have heeded my warning and sold. There's still time to sell. Better late than never. And this guy replied, thank you for this buy signal. And then, okay, Rob, do you think this dude at this point is just trolling?
He is.
He is. I mean,
gold is way down too, man. That's the funny thing.
There's no way. And Peter Schiff's not an idiot. You don't get to where he got to by being dumb. Okay. He's not dumb. I feel like he just threw some stuff at the wall. It stuck and he's like, well, I'll just feed into it. Keep my name relevant.
Well, here's the thing. He's basically calling out big price swings on a volatile asset. Now, when I say volatile, Bitcoin compared to a commodity gold that's been around for thousands of years, of course, that market is now pretty damn stable, right? And so if you compare it to the S&P 500, even a little bit more volatile than, say, gold. But if you're just straight comparing commodities to commodities, Bitcoin's only been around for 12 years. It's really only been used for the last 6-7 years, as far as with real market adoption. And so it is an infant. It's a brand new asset. It is new to the game here. And so for that reason, you're going to have way more volatility in Bitcoin. And when you see these big swings, they go up and down. And so if you're just going to sit here and poke fun of when it goes down, you know what? Why are you so quiet when it pumps up and it rallies 25, 30%? You stay awfully quiet there and then it pulls back. But here's the thing. Over time, it goes up higher highs and higher lows. If you zoom way out, we hit last bull cycle. I don't know. Well, the 2018, because I guess 2020 would be the last bull. So 2016,
2017.
2017, 2018 cycle, wherever that is. You went all the way from like 3,000 or no, it was from 800 up to 20,000. And we pulled all the way back down to like 3,000. And so the next cycle comes around and you go from, the bottom, which was 3,000 up to 65,000. And then you consolidate down to 20. And so if you want to sit here and just zoom way the hell in and be like, yo, Bitcoin's down 14%, like get out of here, man. Because in the next bull cycle, it's going to go from 20,000 to probably 200,000. And then it's going to pull back down to what? 80,000? You get what I'm saying? So over the long term, you're going to have sustained growth. And so if you want to sit here and just look at, one day, then that's whatever. It's like somebody trying to be like, man, this year is the hottest year in record global warming or whatever because you had one hot day. No, you got to I'm serious. You got to zoom out and be like, okay, what was the average for the year? What was the average last year? You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't just take a snapshot of one day.
I get what you're saying, bro.
That's it. Did you get it?
You're right. Also, big shout out to our new member, looks like. Big Swole for the super chat. $5 said, thanks for answering my question. You're very welcome, my friend.
Muchas gracias.
We love our community here. We're small, but we're growing and we're loud. And we love you guys. So thank you so much. All right. I want to move on to this next tweet here. Well, this is more of a... Now, Robin, I'm not big into video gaming, but you are. Okay? These are the top 15 play-to-earn projects by active users. Coming in at number 1, you have Alien Worlds. Off the top of your head, do you know what chain this is on? Is this on Solana?
Alien Worlds? I'm not sure.
No?
You know, we're actually putting together, or we have on the roadmap, some play to earn content coming your way. We're kind of in the brainstorming process, but we're gonna have more. If you're interested in play to earns, make sure you stay tuned to Sin City Crypto, because we're gonna start focusing more on this, because it seems like an emerging sector. You see the popularity of Candy Crush and like Pokemon Go. So just imagine that with the ability to make money with the massive mainstream adoption. So we're going to try to get ahead of the game on that. So there you go.
Yes, we are.
But as far as what chain that one is in, I don't know.
Then you have Axie Infinity. Solitaire. Do you like Solitaire?
No, man.
Solitaire or Sudoku?
Oh, Sudoku all day, bro. I purposely...
I know Rocco's answer, because I sat next to him on the airplane and I only played with Solitaire.
So with Sudoku, you can, I go straight to the hardest page ever, because I'm like, I like to have a challenge. I'm a big puzzle guy, which is probably why I'm the guy here with the stream setup, because this is the world's most complex
literally
puzzle.
The biggest puzzle in the world.
Yeah. So I find a lot of entertainment in like seeing something that is to the average seems impossible, and then try to, figure out the answer. Find a lot of those parallels here in crypto, because you have this big pool of crypto projects, and realistically, when you look forward into the future, probably only going to be 0.05% of these projects will still be around 5-10 years from now, probably 10 years from now. And so you got to figure out what is real, what is fake, what is here to stay. And so
What's interesting, too, is this little pie chart here. BNB leads the way with 664 total play-to-earn games on their chain, followed by King Ethereum and then Polygon coming in at number 2. So between ETH and Polygon, if you put those together, you got more than BNB. But pretty interesting. Again, we will try to keep you more in the loop on play-to-earn. And it's on, so it's on Wax. Alien Worlds is on Wax. I'm going to look into Wax, because Wax keeps kind of coming across I won't say my desk, but my brain. And I'm going to look more into Wax. I think that's something interesting that we should kind of look into. But
real quick, I see BRMC. Seems, is he new?
BRMC, yeah.
BR. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the very first article we're going to talk about before we bring on Miss Wendy. Crypto market cap could burst to, yes, you are seeing that correct,
A lot of zeros.
200 trillion with a T, $200 trillion amid largest wealth accumulation in history, says macro guru Raoul Pal.
There isn't even $200 trillion in the regular global economy.
Well, listen to this, bro.
There might be. I know there's the S&P 500 is 44 trillion.
Yeah.
So the U.S. government is probably like 100 something trillion. That's a bold claim.
The U.S. Anyways, so former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul Pal says an explosion of the crypto market cap by 200x in the next 10 years is within the realm of possibility. This is a quote from him. What I do know is if I just extrapolate the network adoption effects, the number of users and where the number of users is going, and assume it gets to somewhere between 4 and 5 billion users, of course, in the next 10 years or so, which would include central bank digital currencies, ticketing, a whole bunch of stuff going that way, the market cap of the space goes from 1 trillion to $200 trillion. And then I believe there's something else I've highlighted here. No, that's it. Okay. I respect Raoul Pal. I like Raoul Pal. But I think this dude's a little off his rocker. And he goes on to say in his next quote, he said, even if I'm wrong, and let's say I'm a total moron and I'm wrong by 90%, well, 20 trillion from 1 trillion, I'll take that bet. So what do you guys think? Is $200 trillion just completely out of the realm of possibilities? Put a 1 if this guy is crazy, and 200 trillion, there is zero way, or go ahead and put a 2 if you think there is a possibility. Me personally, I would be happy with 8 to 10 trillion in the next 5 years, 5 to 8 trillion in the next 3 years, something like that. But $200 trillion, I mean, that is pretty sure outside the US, if you combine every single economy in the world, it doesn't even get to 200 trillion. Now, we know cryptocurrency is borderless. We know it has no borders. It's not controlled by one government, one country's laws and regulations. So even if one country decides to go against it, you still have 200 and some other countries. Robin, is this dude off his rocker?
You know, he was also the one talking about like $200,000 Bitcoin last cycle. He basically was beating the over 100K, and it was a lot of people. I'm not saying he was like the only one. It was, you know, most of crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube was on this. Hey, 100K Bitcoin's coming out, and it wasn't a lot of people. There wasn't very many people that were pushed against that narrative. But I remember Raoul Pal was definitely at the forefront. He was the most bullish. He was the one that was over here like screaming at the top of his lungs about $200,000 Bitcoin and all this. So he's just a bullish dude. Just super bullish. I mean, do you agree? I mean, I think he's overly excited.
Yeah.
He's like you when something rallies 10%, right?
What does that mean?
Saying token rallies 10%. Your boy get excited. You ready to FOMO? You ready to FOMO in, man?
Man, I'm always FOMOing in.
There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, there's nothing wrong with that.
Two is if you agree. If you agree.
You have massive conviction when it comes to the crypto space. And I think Raoul Pal has massive conviction when it comes to the crypto space. But I do think
dude,
he lacks.
Is he just moonboying here? Like what? 200 trillion. Dude,
it's a little absurd. How much Rocco, how much what's the US economy worth? What's the GDP for this country? Because if Raoul Pal is sitting here trying to say that $200 trillion is the market cap, the expected market cap for crypto, he's basically saying it's going to be stronger than the. You know what? I think it will be stronger than the US economy. But that is so far ahead. That's when it supplants all of fiat, right? Yeah, that's when like all the countries.
That's if like the entire world goes on
exactly. That means currency. Like the euro's falling back. You know, it's taking a back seat, and that's if the dollar is really just a stable coin thing. And then Australia, Japan, all of them, they're just I don't know.
Well, it looks like a majority.
He's just a bullish dude, bro, and you gotta love him for it. Because you watch this, if you want some conviction, you want to feel good about maybe FOMO in and then at the top and
let's play a game here. If it is 200 trillion,
I love games.
If it's 200 trillion, what would Bitcoin be at? Bitcoin's market cap.
So at $200 trillion, well, okay. Well, first of all, you could just simply take the dominance. So I mean, if it's say 10% at that point, let's say it's 10%,
20 trillion.
So 20 trillion.
That would put Bitcoin at
basically a 20x. No, a 40x.
So right now
it'd be a 40. It'd be a 40x.
40 times
whatever
400,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of money. All right,
$8 million Bitcoin.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't know. My math is terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Not a mathematician.
Leave the math to me, my friend. All right, we are ready. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our very special guest, first time on Sin City Crypto, Miss Crypto Wendy O. Welcome to the channel.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you? Are you laughing at? You're laughing at Robin, obviously, right?
I think she's laughing at Raoul Pal.
I'm laughing at myself right now because I was trying to edit something, and also my hair is a mess. I'm all shiny, and my daughter has a stuffy nose, so I'm like trying to hear you guys, trying to hear the edit, and trying to hear her, making sure she's not getting into something she's not supposed to.
Well, if that's your hair as a mess, then you're doing something right because you're looking good. There you go.
Usually when my wife says my hair is a mess, I'm like, yeah, you'll be fine.
There's like birds flying out of there.
See, you guys are smart, man. You just you always compliment the lady, and you keep it moving. You change the subject.
Well, you make it easy. There you go.
Wendy, thank you so much for coming on. Do you mind spending maybe a couple minutes, since it's your first time on the show, maybe talk about your journey into crypto, what got you into it, how long you've been in the space, and kind of, when people come to your channel, what can they expect to see?
So I heard about Bitcoin in 2011, totally dismissed it because I didn't think I was smart enough because tech is hard. And then I kept hearing about it on libertarian radio in like 2017. And then I finally invested. Actually, my daughter was screaming in my arms because she was super young. I was working this awful job, which I loved, but I hated the corporation I was working for in healthcare and infectious disease, HIV/AIDS. So yeah, I got a little bit of healthcare background. And then I got into Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then joined crypto Twitter. Had no idea that there was even a community about crypto. Taught myself how to trade, started hosting meetups summer of 2018. And it was just a really great journey. And then I have the channel. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. And I think Facebook and LinkedIn, all the official links are on the website. So make sure don't get into DMs with anybody that claims to be me. I don't have any paid courses. And I just kind of make content. I talk about trading. I do educational stuff. We do reviews, interviews. I have a lot of legal people on. We talk about the basics of NFTs, like literally anything. I do it. I do every single thing in this space.
That's amazing. And you still got time to be a full-time mom. That's amazing.
That is amazing. So you just have one little one, right?
I've got one little one and then two older step boys, but they're like grown men. So they count, but they don't count.
Is it just me, or when school is out during the summer, your grocery bill goes up? I don't know. I got 3 kids, and whenever summertime, my wife's like, babe, I'm spending like $100 more a week on groceries.
Yeah. So no, not really, because my daughter, she's 6 and she eats peanut butter and berries, beans. It has to be the pinto beans. And like she doesn't have like a crazy like she has a big appetite, but it's not like the expensive stuff. Like pinto beans, you can literally make a batch and you freeze them, and we just do that. And she loves pastas, the red sauce, of course, because I'm half Sicilian. So yeah, shout out to R.A. Daniel for the Wendy plus 100. Sorry.
Yeah, our community is very loud. We're not that big yet, but our community is very loud.
I grow my own food, so regardless of what fiat's going on, and
you grow almonds, bro.
Okay, well, I grow herbs, almonds. I got lemons, limes. I got pomegranates. Superfood, by the way.
Can I just talk about pomegranates really quick? Those you guys. This is a financial advice. Eat as many pomegranates as you can. Obviously, you don't want to get yourself sick, but eat as many pomegranates if you can. It's literally God's food, or whatever you believe in. And if you look, they're super good for you. They literally do a lot of good things for your body, and antioxidants. They just make you like, anytime I like clean a pomegranate, I prepare it, I eat it, I feel like a goddess.
Okay, but here's the question. I love pomegranates, but it's kind of annoying getting the seeds out of the thing. Do you have a technique?
Because you're doing it wrong.
Okay.
You're doing it wrong. So what you do is
you cut it in half and you hit it with a spoon, and they just all fall out, bro.
Or what you can do is you cut it in quarters, and then you let it soak in water, and then you pull them off in the water because it like pushes them down or something.
That's okay. Cool. All right. Then one last thing before we jump into the crypto. Well, you were in what was it, Vegas last week, right, for DEF CON?
No, so I was in Vegas, I think the weekend before, I was at HotepCon, and it was basically just like, Hotep is like my big brother. We had a show together, the Love and Marriage podcast, but now we kind of rebranded to the crypto or the Love and Crypto podcast, and then we have to get it going again. But it was a really great event. We had all female speakers, which is amazing. That's awesome. And it just we really kind of talked on liberty and how important it is to hone your gifts and to change the world and to just make the world a better place.
Well, I was just going to say, next time you're in Vegas, make sure you come hang out with us and here in the studio, and I will bring tons of pomegranates for you.
And he'll even peel them for you. So
I will knock all the seeds out. Yes, that's right.
Yay! Okay, I'll do my best. I think I'm supposed to go this weekend to do speaking at an NFT conference. I'm pretty sure I'm going. I just have to book all the stuff, and that's going to happen at some point today.
Okay, cool. Well, let us know. We have a lot of connections here, so if you need dinner reservations, you want to go to a nightclub, whatever it is, you let us know.
David is a concierge, apparently. There you go.
I don't go to nightclubs.
There you go. Me neither, but just in case.
Because they're just loud, and I'm old, and I would rather just eat lots of good food. HotepCon was at the Aaron Hotel, which is kind of off the strip, but the food there is effing phenomenal. Like,
that's a lot of food. I want to say before we move on, there's probably better restaurants off the strip than there are like on the strip in the casino.
You're tripping, man. There's a lot of good restaurants out here on the strip, man.
Okay, we're not getting into this. All right.
I used to be a chef on the strip. That's the only reason I'm saying it.
You worked at 2 restaurants.
Okay.
5 restaurants.
Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk some crypto. So, Wendy, Rocco, pull up my laptop. So, the first article I pulled up here. So obviously, and you've spoken about this publicly, Wendy. You were affected by the Voyager shutdown, correct?
Yeah. So I lost money in Voyager. I lost money in Celsius. I've lost money on Cryptopia. I've lost money using too much leverage. I've lost money all over the crypto space. So it is what it is. Like the way that I am, I'm going to operate in a true decentralized economy. And it sucks sometimes because you can lose a lot of money. But at the same time, I also understand that if you want to make a lot of money, then you have to accept the risks as well. But I probably, in Celsius, I probably lost approximately like a year's salary. And then Voyager, just a bunch of moon bags and probably like the lower 5 figures. Not like a whole lot. Most of them were moon bags though, so they were down anyways.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It just sucks as well for you, someone like you who's been in the space a long time. You know, you know how to risk manage and you can move forward. But imagine if this was someone's first foray into crypto. They got, a couple grand on Voyager and then thing goes down. Like, what the hell is going on here? I thought it was FDIC insured. It was a complete crap show. So they're in court right now. They're in the middle of their bankruptcy 11 or Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And the creditors are objecting to Voyager paying out bonuses to their employees. Voyager was submitted a motion on August 2nd to ask a judge to approve an employee retention plan that cost up to $1.9 million.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
No. No. If you file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, the CEOs should not be taking a salary. They do not need to be giving bonuses. What the F is that? Like, how do you feel good about, you made some poor financial decisions, and I'm not going to get into the ethics of that. I'm not, because let's face it, everybody was euphoric. Everybody was way over leveraged. Everybody was utilizing collateral loans. People were just spending money like crazy. I'm not saying that's okay behavior. I'm not sitting here to judge people, but I will judge on the fact that you do not give bonuses when you have no money. Okay. Part of being in crypto and Bitcoin is learning about finances and being able to manage your things properly. These people at Voyager didn't do that. Therefore, you don't get to give bonuses for bad behavior because you were bad. So no way. I can't even believe they asked that. It's just ridiculous.
If it's so common sense, which I agree with you, it is. Why even try? I feel like that's just a complete slap to the face. And check this out. Here's their reasoning. Voyager said in its motion that these employees are, quote, exceptionally hard to replace in the marketplace because of their invaluable institutional knowledge and understanding of the cryptocurrency industry. You know what else is really hard to replace? People's money, people's trust, right?
It's the common investor that really lost out. It's all the retail users. There was I had a lot of friends. I wasn't using the platform very much myself. I did have an account, but it was. It had a very nice interface. It was easy to use, and I think it appealed to the novice investor more than it did. When you open up Binance, a KuCoin, it's very.
I used Voyager.
Yeah,
I had some money on Voyager.
So certain platforms are a little complex. So I think they try to target the novice investor, and the fact that they basically froze the accounts, don't let you take your money out, and then on top of that, they're trying to pay bonuses. Instead of paying bonuses, why don't you just start trickling out a little bit of funds back to the users? I mean, if you have
how about trickle those 1.9 million funds? How about take that 1.9 million and divvy it up between? I don't even know how they're going to do it properly.
Equally disperse it amongst people that lost money. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense logically and ethically, and I think that it's a stain on just exchanges and what they're doing. And you know what? I understand they're hiding behind laws and Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection and all of that, and they're just playing the system and they're doing what the lawyers are telling them to do. But I guess if this is common practice in the legacy finance as well, which I know it is, maybe it's time to for Elizabeth Warren and some of these outspoken vocal people to stop beating the drum to curtail whatever narrative they're going after, whether it's money laundering or overseas sanction evading. I feel like the politicians are focused on the wrong things, and that the corruption starts from the top right now.
This is the system, and they're milking it. Okay, it's not illegal to request what they requested, and I'm just thankful and happy that the judge dismissed their motion they filed.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, if the judge, it's absolutely ridiculous. I get it, and I get that when you hire an attorney, they're supposed to protect you, but there's a right thing and a wrong thing. Like, if you want to keep paying people the salary, to an extent, I understand. The people that made the poor financial decision should not be getting a salary. Some of the other employees maybe, but it really kind of depends. I would have to analyze it better. But to give a bonus, I think that's absolutely ridiculous because these people are already getting a salary. You don't need a bonus at all, any way, shape, or form. Salary,
Amen.
maybe, but yeah.
Amen. Now, I know Robin's stance on this, and I want your stance, Wendy. Do you think Voyager has a shot to come back? Because essentially, Chapter 11, you're reorganizing, restructuring, and I know your stance, Robin. I know you're a hell no.
And unless somebody else buys them out, yes, they can. But under this type of management, especially like the whole because I do marketing and I do consulting, and part of marketing and consulting is teaching people how to utilize positive communication to get a message across. This is not a positive way to communicate to your audience. So basically they kind of screwed up with this. I understand what they were doing, but at the same time, it makes no sense. They're probably going to have to sell it. And same with Celsius, it's probably going to have to get sold to a different party that's going to get rebranded. Because let's face it, both Voyager and Celsius are very profitable companies, but the people that were making financial decisions behind the curtains were not doing the right thing ethically. Therefore, if the company is sold, reorganized successfully under Chapter 11, the business is built back up, then maybe they can start to give more of those. However that's done, I'm not exactly sure. But they're probably not going to be able to reclaim the company because of this type of ridiculousness.
Well, I think the whole narrative behind restructuring to offer a better product or whatever their PR, press conference release is, that's all BS. They're firing Chapter 11 so that way they can take whatever's left in the pot and then sell it off at some point. If they do come back, it's going to be under a veil of a different name and a different owner. Basically, it's not even going to be the same company. At some point, maybe it is the same shell, but it's going to be so dressed up in a different package. New name, new CEO, new board member, new vision. All of this is going to be in place. And so the narrative that they have where they have a press release, they're like, hey, or, when they emailed all their customers, myself included, and they said, hey, we're doing this to better the platform and to come out on the other end. But it's just blah, blah, blah. And it's ugly. And I don't believe they're going to come back. I don't want them to come back. And if they do, which I highly doubt it, it's going to be something so different that it's not really.
At least in the case of Voyager, right? They filed for a motion to release the money that was held at the Metropolitan Bank, the cash that was held there, to their consumers. Celsius, on the other hand, they went to court and they said, we have $170 million in cash, but we need that money to continue to operate and pay our employees. That is absolute BS. And I think that judge granted them that motion. So either way, the traditional world, as far as bankruptcy law loopholes, is creeping its way into crypto. And hopefully, it gets better or goes the other way.
Do you have any faith in third-party custodial services, whether it's an exchange or a lending platform that offers some kind of staking? Do you think that moving forward, say 4 years from now, next bull run, or 10 years from now, do you think there's a place for this? I mean, Aave has so far withstood the storm. They're more decentralized lending instead of CeFi. But do you think that what we saw from Celsius, what we saw in terms of Voyager, do you think that's kind of over? Maybe we've learned our lessons and we're going to move forward into a new style CeFi in the future, or do you think that's just done?
To be honest, it's really going to depend. It's really, really going to depend to see what the bigger players do. Like, I would really focus my attention on like the Kraken, the FTX, the Coinbase, the Binance, and see what happens with that. I know, like, going into crypto, not your keys, not your coins. Like, I've lost so much money, and it sucks because a lot of retail doesn't necessarily understand that. But what retail doesn't understand too, even when you're talking about FDIC insurance, like from your traditional bank, you still have to apply for it, and they might not even allow it, and it's only up to a certain amount, which fine, K, whatever. But the traditional financial systems are broken also. It's not just crypto. Crypto just carries more risk. And another thing people don't understand is that everything's still in beta. Like crypto is a brand new industry, and all of these products and services that are created are still in beta. And we just should be a little bit more aware of that. And during this bear market, I'm going to be screaming that at the top of my lungs. And it's going to be a learning curve for a lot of us. I hope it comes back, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to end up working out.
Yeah. Time will tell. Wendy, before we move on to some Charles Hoskinson, barbecue chicken pizza, yes or no?
No.
What are your thoughts on Cool
You know,
Ranch?
our producer here is
Thank
Italian,
you, Wendy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
and we went out to eat one day at an Italian restaurant, and the horror on
he
Rocco's
looked like he
face
saw a dead
when
person.
when David ordered barbecue chicken. He's like, "Oh, barbecue on the chicken." He's like, "No,
You don't do this.
No. Pineapple does belong on pizza, though.
Pineapple.
I like pineapple."
So pineapple, but no barbecue. That's weird.
It's just, I guess, it's basically like, it's not even a pizza. It would be like a sandwich because it's on bread.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No,
I don't know. I don't vibe with it. It hurts my tummy. If I'm going to eat barbecue, it's going to be like a big old piece of meat.
Brisket, slow roast, slow
Yeah,
cook.
something like delicious ribs. And when I go out to eat, if we all go out to eat, like we all bring our families and we go out to eat barbecue, I will wear a bib and I will get it all over my face. And I don't care what any of you say.
Have you posted one of those pictures on Twitter?
I actually was I went with Gala Games. They did like a community meetup. And so I went to an event, went to the community meetup. They bought barbecue for everybody. So I had a big bib in. I was wearing a white shirt. I don't know why I was wearing a white shirt, but I do things like that by mistake. I had a bib in and I was holding a loaf of bread like this. It's on the picture's on Twitter. It's funny.
Yeah, white shirt and barbecue. That's a no. That's like buffalo hot wings and chapped lips. Like you don't.
Are you throwing shade at our guest? Wendy, I apologize. We're going to work on his manners here, okay? I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, let's move on to some Cardano news. So, Wendy, I'm sure you know what's going on, right? Charles was pissed at the SPOs, the developers. Developers say this testnet's broken. Charles is saying, well, what the hell? What's going on here, guys? It's working. So here's a clip. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds long where Charles talks about the situation. And then there's a follow-up article. We'll discuss that as well, and then we'll go over what your thoughts are. All right, let's go ahead and play.
Sound. Got the. I get some sound here. 1 second.
By the way, Wendy, are you a Cardano fan?
So I like Cardano. I talked about it on my show once with the Bitcoin maximalist, and they clipped they clipped the Bitcoin maximalist opinion, and then the community trashed me, and it was really stupid because I actually like Cardano. But anyways.
Right. You know, some of these crypto communities, you say one little thing like against what their holy grail is and what they believe in, they throw a fit. But for me, it's like if I'm heavily invested in something, I want to hear the good and I want to hear the bad because I want to be able to risk manage. But I just don't get the people who only tune into what they want to hear. How are you ever going to learn, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm very much for difference of opinion, but at the same time, I just feel like you shouldn't be attacking people or getting mad over stupid stuff because it's literally, it's just ridiculous. Can I share my screen really quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on really quick. Hold on. Okay, here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is me at the barbecue place with the bib, the white shirt, and the loaf of bread. And I just wanted to share that to the community. Apologies.
Wendy, I love it. By the way, please make sure you go to Wendy's YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Go subscribe to her channel. She is absolutely amazing. Her TA is phenomenal. And also go follow her on Twitter at CryptoWendyO. You'll see fun pictures like a bib and a loaf of bread. That was awesome.
Of course.
Are we ready for the video?
I don't know if the sound's gonna work.
No?
Here,
Okay.
just press play real quick. See if it.
Let's check this out. So we changed our studio around, Wendy. So everything got unplugged, and we plugged everything back in. So some things might not be working the way they should.
People have, because we've been in this
Oh,
game
yeah, I
for
hear
a
it.
long
Is working?
Yeah.
Wendy, could you hear that?
Yes, sir.
Sweet. All right, let's play.
Can you turn it up a little bit on
A
our
lot of
end?
people have, because we've been in this game for a long time, a lot of capability to test things. And guess what? Nothing's changing. You can't just ask for, we need more testing. You have to say, what do you want to test? What tests do you want to write? What scenarios do you want to run? What environments do you want to deploy into? And you can't conflate a failed test net with the main net, because test nets are constructed and destroyed all the time in this industry. That's their point. They're used to play around with things and break things. Ethereum's had dozens of issues with prior test nets and shadow nets and so forth. And you read about them in the crypto media. They're not big events. And they in no way, in any way, harm Cardano itself. No funds have been lost. No keys have been hacked. No nodes have collapsed. Right now, today, transactions are being processed on Cardano just like they were the day before and the day before that. That's just a fact. Unfortunately, the headlines are now catastrophic bug Cardano. And that's what's going to stick in consumers' minds. A lot of marketing and discussion to be.
All right. Now, Wendy, does he have a point? Or do you think he's kind of you can take it out of my laptop, Rocco. Does he have a point, or it's like you can't have it both ways, Charles? You can't say you're the CEO, the leader, and then when stuff goes wrong, say, oh, it's not in my hands. It's up to the SPOs. It's up to the devs. What are your thoughts on this whole situation that's kind of unfolded over the last few days?
So I don't get attacked. I will simply say this. I think tech is hard. I think it's harder than most average people like myself who are not tech savvy can even fathom. I am willing to participate in a true decentralized economy and watch people continue to build. And I'm also willing to acknowledge if I put my money into something and it doesn't do what it is supposed to do, it is my responsibility. I do think that Cardano will be okay, but at the same time, I also understand the risks associated with investing, and I think that we should give developers a little bit of slack here because they're just trying to do the best that they can. And never, never, never base any trades or investments that X is going to launch at Y time, because it will never end well.
Amen to that. And we've seen it with Ethereum. And here's one thing I think a lot of people forget is the whole blockchain industry is so new. Cryptocurrency is so new. I mean, it takes years for software engineers and developers to master stuff that's been around for decades. And we're talking about an industry that's realistically, what, 8 years? You can say it's mature enough for 8 years. And so I feel like people just get into this habit of, I want it now, fast, fast, fast. They hear about the 100x meme coin last cycle their friend made money on. And so when you look at a project like Cardano, if you're serious about investing, you got to have a long time horizon. And so, Robin, what are your thoughts?
Well, the thing is, for me, I just go back. It's a test net. Like, you know, I'm a big video game kind of guy, and and if you're running something in beta and it breaks in beta, good. It's supposed to break. Like, that's what's supposed to happen. Like, that's the reason it launched. And you know, I feel for Charles Hoskinson's frustrations when there's just tons of pushback, because essentially the headline articles going into the weekend was Cardano's catastrophically broken, and it, you know, they kind of left out the fact that hey, the test net failed, and that's what the testnet's there for, so that way it fails there instead of on chain. And you know, he did say that nobody lost any money on the main chain. And so this is just literally what it's supposed to do. And people are freaking out. They're taking one dev's quote and running with it and basically trying to spread FUD. That's literally all it is. And you know what? Charles Hoskinson is a very polarizing person. He's very loud spoken. So when he gets upset and he's all like, well, I can't control it. It's a decentralized program. All I can do at this point is make suggestions and upgrades and roadmap. And, you know, I can just suggest that. I can bring up a proposal to the community. And then from there, the stake pool operators can upgrade it themselves if they want to, or they can pass per proposal. And so I feel like I just thought to myself, I'm like, what would I say if I was Charles Hoskinson in that situation? You have no control over what the devs do. You have no control what the stake pool operators can do. All you can do is propose changes, and then you have the media and, you know, all of this news of articles coming out that Cardano's broken, and it's a test net. It's astounding to me that people's narratives, because I think that people were pushing these narratives because, one, they wanted to either buy Cardano in cheaper or liquidate some position, or to basically just throw shade on a chain so that way their other chain looks better. So basically, like your Ethereum, your Ethereum maxis and your Bitcoin maxis can feel justified in that everything else is trash by saying, oh, well, look at Cardano. It's fundamentally broken. And I think that's what we're seeing right now, and it irritates me, honestly, because for what they're doing and the roadmap that they have and the style that they have, where they test, research paper and all of that, it's what a lot of other chains are missing and lacking, and they're doing something that I think more people should be doing. And then when the testnet breaks like it's supposed to, or that's why it's there. It's all of a sudden this giant narrative about how Cardano's not good or some of that nature.
Wendy, are you a Solana fan?
I have a bag.
Okay. Now, and the reason I ask is Robin talks about testnets are meant to be broken. Well, the Solana mainnet is technically in beta. Isn't that kind of the same thing?
But here's the thing. They advertise they're in beta, but they got people's money. And if you're selling your token, you have your ICO, at that point, I don't think you're in beta no more.
What do you think about that, Wendy?
It's a Sam coin.
Sam coin?
It's an SBF coin.
Oh, Sam.
Follow the money.
Fried. Yes. I was like, Sam, is that an acronym for a new thing I've never heard before? Yes, SBF, definitely. All right, let's move on to, okay, Mark Zuckerberg. This dude has gotten absolutely roasted over the weekend. So this is what he tweeted this picture, and this is from Steve. His Twitter handle is @day25. Meta spent $10 billion on their metaverse in 2021, and this is what they posted. Looks like something my 7-year-old who does coding can do better. And Mark Zuckerberg, he went ahead and wrote on Facebook, major updates to Horizon and avatar graphics coming soon. I'll share more at Connect. Also, I know the photo I posted earlier was pretty basic. It was taken very quickly to celebrate a launch. The graphics in Horizon are capable of much more, even on headsets, and Horizon is improving very quickly. Wendy, are you a fan? First of all, do you think Facebook's or Meta's Metaverse is this $10 billion investment? You think it's going to come to fruition? You think they're wasting their time and money? Do you think Meta getting into the Metaverse is a good thing for the space? What are your thoughts?
It's good because it'll lead to adoption, but it's bad because the people that are adopting are Facebook users, and I don't think they understand that their privacy is being infringed on, which, that's part of agreeing with the terms of services. So we need to do a better job at reading the terms of services, and we also need to hold big companies accountable like Meta, Wells Fargo, or whomever with how shady and their terms of services are, because it's not written in plain English. So it's a double-edged sword here. But at the same time, they're going to comply with the government. We all know that Zuck is in the back pocket of all of these officials, all of the ivory tower. So he's going to do what he's told, like a good sub. That's what he's going to do. He's going to do exactly what he's told, and that's that. Will I be using it? No. Will I continue to advise my audience to warn their friends and family about how dangerous it could be? Yes.
Yeah, I'm just, Facebook is so, it's like the blockchain space where most of the things are open source and, anyone can build on top of anything. You don't really see that in the traditional world, especially with Facebook. And so I'm just afraid.
What scares me is the data. And so both Meta, Facebook, whatever you want to call it, both them and Google, they have a tremendous amount of data. And I think they know ourselves better than we know ourselves because of all the data, information. And so information is power, and then that can be used as a weapon or a tool against us. And so I think that Facebook and Google and these big corporations, they're going to use the data to tailor a product that is going to get mass adoption. I think it's inevitable. Hopefully, I do think Web3 and these smaller projects, these chains, I think they could take it away from them, but I don't know, man. I just look at what the power of data can do, and you see that they're the kings of it, especially Meta. And so
I think for the ethos of crypto, right? Because people are helping each other out. Blockchain, open source, and I don't think Meta's going to play by those rules. So we'll see.
No, of course not. Why would they? They're a centralized entity. They haven't really cared about anybody but themselves for
millennia. I haven't been around that long.
Yeah.
All right, Wendy, one more article we'd love to go over with you before we let you go. We know you have a busy schedule. Thank you so much again. We really appreciate it. So Justin Sun, you can go ahead and pull up my laptop, Rocco. Justin Sun claims algorithmic stablecoin USDD is safer and more secure than UST.
That's the coin that lost the peg for 3 weeks.
Hold on. He says Luna is the token for the blockchain. You can use Luna to mint UST, but the problem is they only have one correlation. So all of the UST price is 100% based on Luna. He continued to say that this is not the case with USDD, which is why it only depegged for 3 weeks versus depegging forever. As they say, USDD uses a hybrid model, taking account of other stable coins in the market to ensure its price stability. This refers to being able to mint and burn to or from 4 different assets, not just Luna or not just Tron, which include USDT and USDC. So Wendy, is USDD going to be the very first algo stablecoin to work?
At this point, I would like to watch success before I put my money into anything. I'm mostly out of stables now. Once Terra Luna started going crazy, I started once that started happening, I started removing a lot of my funds, especially stables, from all these centralized entities. I actually went on the week of May 30th, 2022 to tell my audience the only crypto exchanges I trust right now, and this could change, is FTX US, Coinbase, and Gemini. And it made me nervous because right when Terra Luna started crashing, it depegged, all this insane stuff started happening. I kind of lost my faith in stables, and I spent a lot of time swapping my stables from whatever they were to fiat. And I'm going to get hit taxes wise with that. But I have to protect my capital. I have to protect myself. So right now I'm mostly in fiat. I do got a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of Ethereum, but I am going to be very weary moving forward dealing with a lot of these projects just because of the Terra Luna collapse. Is that okay? I think it's okay. I mean, people could do what they want to do with their money. If you feel comfortable investing, that's your business. But at the same time, I'd rather sit in cash, even though that's kind of unpopular to a lot of people in the space. But at the same time right now,
amen. I'm 100%.
So
with you.
so it seems like you're just a little apprehensive on maybe some other projects going to zero and collapsing. Is that what you're thinking? You think they're
100%? Look at what happened. This is the thing. My audience, they come for me all the time, and they get so mad at me for this. I literally think Bitcoin is going to kiss approximately $10,000 around that area. I know that the market is different. I know that things are changing, but at the same time, I would rather protect myself financially than try to prove a point and try to be the hero here and get decimated and lose my house.
So if Bitcoin say hits 10,000, it's foregone conclusion that the several crypto projects and or custodial services,
exchanges,
somebody's going to go belly up. Some major players.
Yeah, I called. It was the weekend of September 21st or 25th. I put out a TikTok, and then I uploaded it to YouTube Shorts. It got 750,000 views. It was the most watched video ever. And I said that I was going to sell 60% of my crypto. At that time, Bitcoin was trading at $40,000. September, October, 2 months later, November, I believe we peaked to $69,000. And I was already scaling out, getting rid of a lot of my crypto, selling it. And the type of verbiage, the insults, the trolling, the terrible things people said, mostly about my looks and all kinds of stuff, like you're an idiot, you're ugly, you're a whore, Guess what? Guess what? All of you that held.
Why are people, and this is a little off of crypto, but why are people so against disagreeing? If I don't agree with something you say, it doesn't mean you're a horrible person. I just never understood.
Because it's money. Because it has to do with money. It has to do with ego. It has to do with all kinds of things. So I get it. I get the discourse, but at the same time, because you're worried about losing money or whatever. But at the same time, if you would have listened to what I said and took it into consideration, and you started taking profit around that time, you wouldn't have sold the top, but you would have done pretty well, and you would have been sitting a lot nicer than you were today.
People have to be right. You know, people, whatever their narrative is,
It's
they want
confirmation bias.
they want everybody to think like them. That's why, like, you get a Democrat and a Republican, and they're like trying to convince each other. I'm like, look, man, y'all got different points of view. Like, like that's it. Like, you're not going to convince the other one. Like, just stop it.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I don't care. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. I put out a video saying Ethereum is going to hit $750. People are mad about that. I think Bitcoin is going to hit around $10,000. People are mad about that. And that's fine. That's a business. But at the same time, I'm here to make money.
Hell yeah. Dude,
I'm going to have a bullish plan and I'm going to have a bearish plan. And the reason why is I'm not going to trade in absolutes because I'm here to get the bag. If I'm here to get the bag, I want to be able to flip bias. Why would I hold something to zero when I can sell and make $100 or $1,000 and keep a moon bag? So people could do what they want to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep speaking I'm going to keep talking my talk.
Are you in the hodl mentality? Buy till you die. Don't sell anything.
No.
Or are you on the scale in and scale out?
No, I am in I'm going to get in. I am going to have a bullish plan. I'm a bearish plan. I'm going to figure out if I'm going to be a trader, if I'm going to trade, or I'm going to invest, or whatever the strategy is for that particular asset. I'm going to diversify the amount of disposable income I have. If I am going, and I'm going to go ahead and take profit. I'm going to continue to take profit. I'm going to take profit differently I would in this market because you're only going to get like 3 to 40% pumps. In the bull market, you're going to get 1,000 times pumps or whatever it is. So I'm consistently making moon bags. That means investing disposable income. When number goes up, I take initial out, I start removing profit, and I have this thing called a moon bag. So that means if it goes to zero, that sucks. But and it's like the same thing people would do in Vegas with house money.
Yeah.
If the project goes to the moon, then great, I've made money and I can take more profit. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to talk in absolutes and I'm not going to buy and hold for 5 years because we're in a brand new emerging market. It makes no sense. You're probably going to lose money that way. I mean, you can do that. Some people have done really, really well. But for the most part, out of 20,000 projects, how many projects actually sustain?
That's very true.
What games you playing out here in Vegas? I'm curious. You slot machine or you on the tables?
I don't gamble. I just use leverage.
Well, isn't that kind of gambling?
It is. I'm not a big gambler just because I hate losing money. So I don't know. I've got my plans and I'm able to kind of, and the thing is I send a lot of limit orders. So I'm able to dictate to the market what I want it to do. And I'm able to practice risk management. When you go to a casino, it's a little bit hard. Or when you play cards or slots, even if it's like, the fun ones that you get for your kids at Target or whatever, there's still a chance to lose. And I don't like to lose. I mean, so I'd rather.
Have you not seen the Hangover movie? The very first one where Zach Galifianakis pretty much goes and rakes the casino dry?
You know what? Good for him, but that's not how I trade and invest.
It's not gambling if you know you're going to win. That's what he said. All right, Wendy, before we let you go, real quick, what's one altcoin that you are eyeing that you think is going to be ahead of the at the next bull run?
I won't tell you that. I will tell you what you should pay attention to.
Okay,
I will tell you need to pay attention to Web3, NFT, Metaverse types of projects. You need to understand how these work. You need to understand how important IP rights are. You need to look at a lot of the predatory practices that have happened in the music industry and the entertainment industry. And please understand your favorite Disney Marvel movie, those rights, all of those rights, it's just not the script rights or the merchandising rights, but it's multiple different rights. Those are bought and sold and traded on secondary markets. Nobody talks about it. It is a very lucrative industry. If you want to make money, you will focus on a lot of these projects that are doing things properly. I'm not going to tell you which ones because I'm still looking and researching, but if you spend 10 minutes a day researching and educating, and all of you have 10 minutes. Everybody has 10 minutes because we sit and we dick around on our phones for God knows how much time watching TikToks or doing whatever.
True.
Spend 10 minutes of your time. I don't care if it's investing crypto projects. I don't care if it's Googling terms of Bitcoin's white paper. I don't care if it's learning technical analysis on Investopedia, which is 100% free. Take 10 minutes of your time and invest in yourself, because at the end of the day, all you're going to do is help expand your mind. And people need to start focusing on exercising their minds just as much as they would exercise their bodies.
Amen to that. And you know what else you can do to learn more about crypto? Go check out Crypto Wendy O's YouTube channel. Also, make sure you go follow her on Twitter at Crypto Wendy O. Wendy, on behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco, thank you so much. We know you're extremely busy. You're very popular in our space. So thank you so much for taking the time and imparting your knowledge and personality on us in our community. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Chat soon.
Thanks, Wendy.
Okay,
Take
bye.
care.
If you're in Vegas, come check us out.
I will. Okay, bye, guys. Thank you.
Take
Later.
care. Man, that was great, man. That's good insight. You know,
She knows her stuff, bro.
one thing I like about her is all the hate she got, right, from those videos and saying this, she still continued to do it, and that is at the core of what, as a content creator and as essentially a person, a TV personality.
It's like all the smartest minds always tell you like not to pay attention and think about what trolls are saying, but to use it as fuel and ammunition to drive yourself into something bigger. So,
amen to that.
Because let me tell you, your boy David over here, he likes to. He's like, "Did you see what that troll said?"
Look,
and I'm like, "Let it go, bro. Let it go."
I grew up, like, going in high school, I was a very sensitive person, right? People would pick on me, and then that's kind of why I started playing football and started working out. And I'm like, these guys, if they're going to pick them, I'm just going to beat their ass. But as you get older, you kind of learn, like, people are just going to say what they want to say. And this is something I impart on my kids. My 7-year-old, he's a little goofy. He's kind of lanky. And he gets picked on sometimes at school. And when he comes home and he's crying, he goes, "Daddy, this girl said I'm not going to say the word." And what I tell him is, "Son, is she your friend? No. Do you love her? No. Does she love you? No. Then who gives a crap what they say about you?" And you can apply that same logic to our space. So if you're a content creator, if you're a personality on YouTube, Wendy O, same thing. Who cares what they say? You speak,
or just some dude at work. Your coworker over here throwing shade at your ass.
Be yourself. Do what you love to do, and don't cave to pressure. And so, yeah.
David, I got some good news, man.
What's your good news?
We went through the whole show without going down.
Woo! Rock around the applause.
Have fun. Applause.
Man, guys, you should have seen the amount of stuff we unplugged and plugged in here and rebooted.
Yeah, a lot of time was spent over the weekend in the studio. We had to rush to get everything done, mostly Rocco and Robin because they're the IT tech guys. But we are the trip to Atlanta to visit BitBoy was very eye-opening, because when you think you're doing good, when you're like, wow, our studio is great and we're doing good content, you go and you see that level, you're like, we need to step our game up. And so that is exactly what we are doing.
Hey, and I said it, like, you want to play with the big boys, you gotta go toe to toe, man. You gotta work just as hard, if not harder, than everybody else. And at the end of the day, that's our philosophy here in studio, but that should be your philosophy in life. Whatever you're doing, do it at the most, man. Go 100%. If you're studying in college, man, outwork everybody. It pays off. It
that
might
Mamba
not,
mentality, baby.
Yeah, and if you're driven and you're dedicated and you're excited and you're just putting all of your life spirit into what you're passionate about, it will work out. And sometimes you got to step back and evaluate yourself. You got to step back and you got to see what the successful people are doing and take notes. Now,
all right. Before we wrap this up, a couple things. First of all, Robin will be on Around the Blockchain at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Will he win again? Who knows? But make sure you come support. When he is talking, what you want to do is you want to put a +1 Sin City. DZ, hopefully he pays attention. We'll give Robin points. Also, someone asked about Robin's shirt. You want to pick up some merch. The link is in the bio. By the way, I created a link tree. So if you click on that, you'll have merch. You'll have all the socials. By the way, big shout out to Marky Mark. He went ahead and set up a community Discord, a Sin City server. That link will be on the link tree. Make sure you go click that as well.
Is it in the YouTube description as well?
YouTube description. Well, it's it's in the YouTube description. The link to Linktree is there. Click the link for Linktree, and then everything is there. Social media, how to become a member, merch, everything is there, all in one place. And hop in our Discord, man. Robin, Rocco, and I are in and out of there all day. Marky Mark is in there. Let's build this community up to where it should be.
Big Swole bought one. He pulled a trigger.
About what? A shirt?
Yeah, okay. He's first up in here.
Hey, do us a favor. When you get the shirt, take a picture of yourself in it and tweet it at us, and we will retweet.
Big Swole, you working out here in the Vegas? Where you at? Las Vegas Athletic Club or what? Because that's where I'm at. I'm not exactly big swole, but medium sized swole.
You're not swole.
Medium sized swole. How you
Rocco,
doing?
Let's go ahead and roll the outro music. Again, huge thank you to Miss Wendy O for joining our show today. Guys, we are going to be having guests in and out of here continuously throughout the rest of the year and moving forward. All we ask of you as our community is go support them, go subscribe, go follow them. Tomorrow, we have another guest joining us on one of our favorite projects to talk about what they're doing in the space. Make sure you come back 10:30 a.m. Vegas time. On behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco, we love you guys. Until tomorrow, peace.